Welcome to the Impactful Engineer Project. I'm Steve Maxey, and with my co-host and brother Jake, we are here to bring you guidance, fresh ideas, and the tools to help you become an impactful engineer.
Welcome to the Impactful Engineer Podcast, where we talk about how to grow your engineering career and chase your full potential and all the challenges along the way. Ultimately, we want everyone listening to have access to a fulfilling career and be inspired to become the best versions of themselves. Steve is an engineering manager for Klein Tools, a 150-year-old family-owned hand tool manufacturer for the trades professional. I am a professional engineer for Hallam ICS, a company that provides multiple engineering services, including mechanical, electrical, and process design for the built environment. This podcast has a few episode types, and that's Steve's line, so I guess
that's
I
okay.
should let
You
him
take it
read
away.
No, go for it.
Yeah, so this podcast has a few episode types. This one is our standard episode type, and that's where Jake and I will present a topic. We will introduce the why and the how around the topic, but more importantly, give you some actionable tips and get that conversation going and inspire some action.
Number 2, we occasionally have quick solo episodes that are really short and down to the point, like 10 minutes or less, where we pick one topic and we really just drive home our strongest feeling about the topic and the one thing that we think is going to have the most impact. I like kind of asking people at work, people I meet,
Yes.
LinkedIn. I would love to get some questions from the audience about what they want to hear about, because that lends to some really good Wednesday Wisdom episodes, I'm finding out. And so I've got some to hit here. So please send us some stuff. That'd be cool. What you're dealing with right now. What's the thing that's frustrating the hell out of you right now? Let us know.
And about once a month, we will bring on a guest that has an expertise in a particular field and share their perspective, mindset, strategies, and more importantly, actionable tips based around their area of genius. The overall goal being to provide exposure to multiple thought processes and views in areas that will help you succeed. These episodes are a ton of fun, and they are packed with useful and thought-provoking information, and always a golden nugget for you to take with you on your journey.
Bunch of golden nuggets.
I love those golden nuggets.
All right, so the show today, I'm going to title it Co-Elevation. Okay.
Very nice.
First of all, I would highly recommend that you pick up Keith Ferrazzi's. He has a book called Leadership. No. Leading Without Authority. That's the book. Great book. Co-Elevation's the key. Explains to you step by step. Even breaks it down into strategy on how to do it. But the key concept is really good for an engineer working their way up in their career, and especially if they want to see the business they're a part of thrive, right, and succeed. So Leading Without Authority, go pick that up and read it. It'll change the way, well, it changed the way I thought about it, how to execute it. So today, that's what I want to talk about. Co-elevation. What does it mean to me? To me, it means that you are constantly, every single day, improving yourself and the people around you, right? There's things that you need to do to set that up so that it's successful. But the idea is that each one of us is responsible and obligated, in fact, to rise those around us up, okay? To give them the skills, to give them the confidence, the ability to do their jobs better and fit within the team better and serve their clients better, right? And serve themselves better so that they can lead themselves and others at all times. Who cares about a title? Who cares about where you fit in the org? You all can be doing things that consistently up the level of the team, and make everything operate at a higher level. So that's the idea, right? And I got a few things to talk about today that will help you get there. Uh, and as usual, it won't be, hey, here's exactly how you do it, but here is some mindset things you can take away, plus some work that you can do to prepare yourself to do that. As with most things, mentorship and life, there is no one thing that you turn to and then it says do this, and you go, great, man! If I just knew it was that easy, like I would have been doing it all the time. So it's get used to us challenging you, and giving you some pretty hard assignments. So I don't know. What do you think about the topic, just overall, Steve? Just
Oh,
what
it's
is
one of
your
my
feeling
favorite.
about this?
It's one of
Yeah.
my favorite topics. I mean, it's even the most entry level person can see cracks in the armor of a team and be able to address it and set an example to showcase that how we can overcome those cracks. Right. Um, you don't have to be a manager, you don't have to be a director or VP or even the owner of a company to drive that kind of change. I mean, the most effective culture accountability is through peers, not through the leadership architecture. And I think that's something that everyone needs to understand. Um, and that's how you improve a company overall is through every single level.
100%. And maybe what we can do is bring some awareness around the skills that the people that have been around a while, the upper management, the VPs you're talking about, they've been around a long time. So maybe we can just hint at some of the skills or bring some of those to the forefront, because how they think about it and what they do matters. The strategy matters, but it doesn't matter that you be in that position to have it take effect, right? So we can start doing that kind of stuff right now, and it's really fun and inspiring to know that we get to do that. You know, uh, one of the first things I want to talk about today is getting yourself in the position to be able to do this. Okay. And it's a lot like being a leader, a very decisive leader, someone who can make decisions in rapid succession that have a high success rate to keep things moving. It's kind of like that. And the reason that leaders that are successful in doing that is that they have guideposts, they have core values, they have things that they know inherently, and it's a reflex to them to make that decision. And it's going to be most of the time a very good decision in line with, um, how they, what they think of themselves, what they think of the company, what they think is the best thing to do, and is aligned morally and ethically with them because they're used to that, and they have built that skill, because it is a skill, and they have built that reflex into their decision making. You can do the same thing with co-elevation. You just need to decide what is the most important to you, right? So now to go from super high level down to tactical, real quick. On my squad, I call them my squad, right? It's Jake's team squad, right? Whatever you want to call it.
Cowabunga.
I have direct reports. Unbeknownst to them yet, because I'm working on actually publishing an actual uh, outward facing public set of core values for my squad. But what I've been leading them and teaching them is that we have each other's backs. We support the team if someone is dropping. We don't take the weak link and then say, "Oh, you're a weak link and you need to pick this up." We pick them up and then teach them how to in the future not become so much of the weak link, so that we're all on the same level. We respect each other to the utmost, right? We do things to get the job done, and we're not afraid to ask for help, right? So I'm working on all these core values. There's going to be very succinct and defined values. But if you do that for yourself, you're going to be in a much better position to then co-elevate all of those people around you, because you'll be able to identify which areas you'll be able to contribute to lead by example in, right? To show everyone else and to bring everyone else up with you along the way. So if, and for example, one of my core values is definitely for the squad is definitely going to be around picking each other up, supporting each other. Okay. So when I see someone on the team working really hard to get this job out on a Friday afternoon, and I know they're behind, I see it coming and I go, you know what? They could use some help. I will jump in, take a portion of the work, complete it in support of them, and we together cross the finish line. Because one of my most important priorities is to support the team. So it's a no brainer. Should I help this person out or should I let them struggle? Or should I get this thing done that I need to do today and they should have known or they should have planned better or whatever, people say. Like, well, we're in the shit. It just is what it is. So we're just going to just work until it's done, blah blah blah. Like, do I do that or do I you know what I'm saying, Steve? So if I didn't have that preset value that I'm used to performing my job in alignment with, then there would be an extra step in there. They'd be like, I'd be thinking, I'm like, well, what should I do? And I'd be weighing the options, and then it's gonna. By the time I figure out what I should do, it's already gonna be time, and I'll just move on to this thing and hope they get it done. But with my prior determination that is something I hold very dear, is to support the team. It's boom, boom, I'm helping them. There is no question. So that's a very long roundabout way for me to say that if you predetermine what are the most important things to you, right, then your ability to influence and co-elevate everyone around you and bring them up is going to be much easier. So that's the first thing I want to talk about.
Yeah, and I'll play devil's advocate in this episode for all these topics, because I think we agree almost 100% on everything we're going to be talking about. So I'll purposely ask counter questions. So if I'm working on something that is incredibly important and I don't have a bunch of time to help others, but I do see others are struggling, what do I do in those kind of scenarios?
If me personally, and I'm working on something that I don't have enough time to finish, but I also see other people struggling, how do you prioritize what you do?
Yes.
That's the question?
That's the question.
Well, it's super easy. What is your priority? Prior means the first thing. You can't have two priorities. There's only one. You can set levels of priority, like, hey, this is the priority. If that's not applying, then go to the next one. Then go to the next one. Then go to the next one. What's my top priority, Steve? Hey, my fellow impactful engineers. If there's one thing that you could do to help out this community, it's to keep listening to the podcast, but also, if you found value in it, to share it with one person, give us a 5-star review, or even leave a text review. It'll only take a few seconds of your time. Find that person that you think could enjoy some of this or learn from it, and pass on the good word. Now back to the show.
I would say that to make sure that the team is being the most effective as
Well,
possible.
What did I just say? I said
I know.
supporting the team is my top priority.
Exactly.
So what would I do?
You help the other guy.
That's fucking right. So what decision is there to make?
but I know that is a question others will ask, right? It's like, well, what if I am
so powerful?
My back to the wall and I'm struggling and blah blah blah. But then I see Bob over here struggling as well. So what do I do? So that's why I was playing the devil's advocate. I'm on the same page.
Yeah.
If I see someone else struggling, I'm trying to help them as much as I can. Even if I have something that's
and I will take the flack for the other thing, because personally I'm in a position to be able to handle that.
Yes.
Right. So let's take it even further. Well, there's somebody listening that goes, "Oh, wait a second, Jake. If you're working on a proposal that's worth $7 million and it's got to be due, that you're not going to just abandon that and go help this other person that needs to get this other less valuable thing out." Well, am I? There's always exceptions to the rule, right? But if you lead with the exceptions to the rule, you're never going to have a good rule in the first place, and it's all going to fall apart anyway. So yes, if I was working on something pivotal to the company, it was a big deal. Sure, that would be the exceptional priority set for the week. And I would say, hey, look, squad, I've got something super important to do this week. It's going to take 85% of my time. Let's look at your workload and what you have due this week, and let's set some realistic timelines and expectations to get this done. And if we can't, we're going to decide now, 7 days in advance, that we tell the client that we have to extend it. Or we go to another office and we say, we've got these really two competing priorities that are super important. Can you help us get this one done while Jake does this one? Right. So yes, exceptions always.
Yeah.
Right.
And you just touched on something I was going to bring up is it wouldn't hurt your timeline to take 5 minutes to find more resources to help your other team member out, right? So you can go out and say, hey, Sharon, can you help Bob get this project finished? Because he's struggling, I'm struggling with what I'm working on, but both of these are equally as important. Can you spend a day to really get his project through the finish line?
Absolutely. I just did it this week.
Perfect.
Hey, so and so has expressed that they have free time. I know you got a lot on your plate. If you want, I can get this other person in. You let me know. But the priority is to get these jobs done. So if you think you saying that you can take it all on is going to lead to one of these slipping or you working endlessly until they're done, then that's your problem. Not mine, not the company's, not this other person who has free time. It's your problem. All right, ship it to them. Great. Figured you would agree. I'm on it, right? So okay, tie it all back to co-elevation, right? So number one, set your priorities so that you know how to identify what you can do to co-elevate everyone else around you because you know your priority and the order and the level of each. Okay, that's number one. Number two, it is in the interest of everyone, right, that we share our knowledge with each other, and that we help fill gaps in skills, whatever the skill is, right? And that we follow up and we mentor and coach that, not that we spit it and spray and pray, right? And just hope it sticks. Okay, it's our obligation not to sit up on a pedestal and preach to everybody. It's our obligation to help and lead by example and coach and mentor. Go get him, Cricket. Where are you at? She's gonna get somebody. Get that delivery driver. All right. So number one, to identify and to be able to do that, have those guiding principles that you have. Okay. That'll guide your decisions and make it, because people get stuck. I think for me and with people I've talked to at work, yeah, transferring knowledge and raising everybody else up is super important, but it gets really muddy and I'm always busy and and I have to finish my stuff and blah blah blah. So it's like, what do you want me to do, man? Do you want me to complete my work or do you want me to help this person? I feel like that's where people get stuck, and that's why I'm making that first statement about building your guiding principles to help alleviate you from getting stuck in that. Right. That's why I brought that up. There's a million reasons or things you can do to make this go well, but I was feeling that one. I was feeling that first one, that because as soon as I set it up, it made it easier. All right. I don't know what my exact number two is going to be, but make sure you're hitting the the mentorship and the coaching and the guidance continually. There's not going to be this one and done thing. Like, oh, I showed this person to have your back. They know that that's the most important thing, and they're going to do it with every. You got to continue the effort. You got to have repeated exposure. Keep fighting for that, right? Keep going. Don't let it drop. Don't think everybody's just going to kind of catch it once, one and done. Make sure it's something that is on your list. What are my goals for this week? Co-elevate everyone. Got it. That's a good goal. And so just number one, set your guiding principles. Number two, keep it on your radar. that is very important because the workflow is going to come and go.
Yeah, I mean, I think a good tactical way to do that is set aside a half an hour once a week just to get up from your desk, walk around the office, and touch base with everyone that you're helping, and just ask them like, hey, how's that new tool that I shared with you working out over the past couple weeks, or how many times have you used this other technique that I showed you, et cetera, et cetera. Just follow up, check in, and just build that rapport throughout the team. And they're going to know that you care, and they're going to come to you when they have the next problem or the next challenge that they're facing.
Yep. And that's a great point. And this will not happen by purposefully setting it up or interjecting yourself into situations for this to happen. It has to happen when the opportunities present themselves.
Yeah, organically.
Okay, because organically, nobody likes someone. I know this from experience. I used to run around. My only goal is for the team to win, and to win is for me to tell them all about how to win, whatever that meant to me at the time. Right? Interject, interject, interject. Say, coach, preach, preach. It's like no, like when the opportunity arises, then lead by example, then offer your recommendations, then that's when you insert all this stuff. When you have direct reports, a little easier because you get to tell them, I think winning is the most important thing. I've been around a while, I know how to win, and we're going to talk about it a lot, and I'm going to show you. You have that direct relationship. Peers and horizontally throughout the company, you don't get to do that.
Yeah.
All right, you're not in their sphere. And I've said that many times, but it goes to remind you.
Yeah, I think it's how you find those opportunities is not going, walking around and asking like, hey, what can I help with you, or what can I help you on today, or what are you struggling with? It's organically in meetings and conversations, as someone says, man, I've been really struggling with this thing. I just can't figure out how to approach it. And you go, hey, I've tried it this way and it worked really well for me. You want me to show you how? Something simple
Yeah.
like that.
Or like, hey, I've been in a similar situation like multiple times. Steal 5 minutes from my calendar. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
So that way that you don't put them on the spot. But this is a really good direction for the show to go, is how do we set up opportunities for this to happen organically? Right? So the best way that I know how to do it is to make it a mission of gathering everyone together to work towards a deadline or something specific, and making everyone's work visible. One of them, the way I do it is I get everyone on the project in a Teams chat in a group, and I pin it to my Teams messaging board, and I check in. I go, hey, hey, how you guys doing on this? Just to let you know, I'd like the PDF set of these things at this time so I can review. It'll give me time to make sure that I don't hold you up, and then people will chime in like, oh, but I this or that, or hey, what about this thing? So then it's a group effort, right? And then things start coming up, and then we can all kind of share with each other um, what we're doing in the process. Not everybody likes that, especially in the engineering world, but some people do. So that's one way to catch people and generate that organic kind of uh, community type engagement. Um, Little huddle meetings just around the office too. You can create that if you have a chance to directly. If you're doing a peer review, if you're doing some quality review or something, that's a great place to get those kinds of things in. Hey, was doing this quality review, would like to get with you for 10 minutes to cover what you guys got going on. That's perfect. Just use anything you can as an excuse to gain the audience to bring it together. Now, a company that shines, a company that's got their shit together, that really knows the essence of what it means to be a powerhouse company and a winner, is going to have all this stuff set up. They're going to actively be teaching
Yeah.
every single person to do this. That's kind of why I wanted to bring it to you guys, because I don't think a lot of companies do that. I don't think there's a lot of understanding around this, that they purposely put how to's and action towards this type of uh, co-elevation. Um, that's kind of why I'm bringing it up too. But companies that shine will do this and make sure that there are no barriers to this and that we're all engaging each other. But if they're not, these are ways to make it happen without somebody thinking that you're trying to do it on purpose.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, we're all humans, and if you try to butt in on purpose, people take it in as you butting in, and that they know how to do it, and you should leave me alone. And yeah, I already know that, Jake. Blah blah. And then you build these walls, and then all this. We're all dumb humans, so it happens. You got to play the game,
Yeah.
right?
And good extracurricular things you can do is to set up trainings and like little how to's, whether it's a document, a video, audio, it doesn't matter, for your company for new hires, right? So you tailor it as if someone's coming in the organization has no idea how to do it, right? They're coming from school and all they know is just your standard textbook school project stuff, and they're coming in your organization. So put together how to's, trainings, etc. And then you can send it out to the rest of the teams and be like, hey, I made this for new hires. I think it'll be really helpful. Can you check it out and poke holes in it? And we'll make this like that kind of our standard way of doing things, and you'll get some great feedback about how to make it even better than how you thought it should be. But it also helped those who still struggle with those processes, even if they've been there for a couple of years. So I think it's a good way to just kind of foundationally, just from the ground up, start improving that shared expertise across the organization.
Absolutely. And just the act of doing that and making the creation of these things a priority is serving the purpose of co-elevation from the beginning. Even if the thing you produce, somebody looks at and goes, well, this is worthless. Dude, just getting from A to B to produce something like that has brought multiple people together. They've learned more about each other. They've actively tried to get something out that's going to help onboard people and serve other people. That's building the team, baby.
Yep.
That's doing the thing. That's doing what I'm talking about. And too many people shut stuff like that down before it could ever even happen. Oh no, like we our culture, man, people come in and they just kind of get it. Like we're just all so open with each other, and they'll just float through and just through working here, they're going to become awesome. And it's like, cool. All right.
Some might.
Great. I look around at the 30 million plus small businesses in the United States, and I go, yeah, dude, they're all top tier companies that never lose anybody, pay really high, win everything, and do great and provide all the benefits, and they're integrating their communities. And oh yeah, wait, no, they're not. Right. These are things you got to focus on and do. So each one of us is capable of doing it. That's the whole point of the show. Start practicing, and don't get down when you think or perceive that others around you don't allow you to co-elevate. Just keep doing it, because that's the essence of co-elevation. Don't allow the perception or someone's attitude about it, or someone's busyness over here, or non-receptiveness over here, or they don't get the idea, so they don't get it. Don't allow any of that to stop you. Get in there, build your guiding principles, know your priorities, look for and identify opportunities to co-elevate each other, and get it going and partake. All right. I want people to get their heads out of their work and out of their work, Steve.
Is that what you wanted to say?
and somebody, who was it? This was Stephen. What was his name? He's with he's with Rise Engineering, and I was talking to him. And he said, "You know what we need more of, Jake? We need more people. We need less people looking at their shoes, and more engineers looking at other people's shoes." And I thought that was awesome. Stop looking at your own shoes and start looking at other people's shoes, right? Start building. There's a big ant here. Start building your team. And that starts with you getting out of your own little bubble, right? Seeing what other people are doing, what they struggle with, and how you can be a part of rising them up.
Hell yeah. Get it done.
Yeah. Newsletter. We got a newsletter, guys. We send it out once a week. I'm assuming we can close this one out, Steve.
Yeah. I think we nailed it pretty concisely, even though it is,
all right,
yeah, close to a half an hour.
Half an hour is good, man.
Yeah.
This is a commute.
It's a solid good.
They don't want to shut this off. Come on. They're like, guys, we got 20 more minutes to drive. What are you going to talk about? We'll just binge the next one. Yeah, as we close every episode, we have a newsletter. It comes out weekly. We're looking to revamp it. We're going to pare it down. It's been a little lengthy lately. We really want to just get down to the point, and have you guys be able to walk away with 90 to 120 seconds of really good reading that you walk away and you go, I understand the point, and maybe I can take some action around it.
Yeah, that
So that's
last
our
one.
newsletter.
Yeah, that last one was our first example of a more concise newsletter. So I thought it turned out pretty well.
And that's what we have out, guys. This is we have our podcast, we have our newsletter, and we're active on LinkedIn. That's where we live. This is what we can do for now. Uh, we'd love for you to engage with us. If you go to our profiles, you will see the link to the Impactful Engineer page. You'll be able to easily get to the landing page. You can even get to episodes through links in the postings that we do. But we're on every major platform. If you get something good out of the episode, like I love it when I hear someone say, "Hey, so and so shared this one point with me because they were struggling with it, and I shared this episode with them. They got something out of it." That's the best thing that we can ever have happen on the show. That's the whole point of the show, is to build a library of discussions around topics that you at the time might be struggling with or just need to learn more, right? So if you found it, if you found it helpful, all we'd ask is that you share it. Until next time.